Skeppy here. Today I'm going to show you guys how to chop up vocal dark ambient samples from YouTube. These are like samples that nearly everyone uses, like 808 Mellow, rxckson. I'm sure you don't need any introduction to any of them, and I'm sure there's a lot of tutorials on YouTube explaining how to do this, but I still get comments from you guys asking how do I actually like make the melodies, how do people make them, because my tutorials don't really show how I do it, I just lay the drums over it. But I'm going to show you guys how to do that today. Loski uses a lot of these as well. I see like the craze around this at the moment, so it's an appropriate time to show you guys how to make it. So the first step would be to actually find the sample on YouTube. So I'll actually play it to you guys for a sec. I don't want to play too much of it because I'll get copyrighted. So you get the gist of it there. So you just go into YouTube and you search like Arabic female vocal samples. You get a ton of them on YouTube. I'm pretty sure I used this one here actually from this channel, Andrea Crooks. She has a really good channel, man. I'd say most of her videos are easily sampleable, if that's a word. But once you do that, you grab the link of the video you found that you like, and then you type in YouTube to MP3. Now some guys, especially the new guys starting off making beats, they probably don't know this, so I'm just explaining it for you guys. So you come here and you paste the link here, and then you convert it, make sure it's MP3. After you get that, you just drag and drop into your playlist, and we're gonna open this in SliceX. Now some people prefer Slicer, so Fruity Slicer, but I feel like Fruity Slicer is a bit too basic. You can't really do a lot of stuff with it. It works in most cases, but SliceX allows us to use it. I don't know, like there's a lot more features in SliceX compared to Slicer, so that's why I prefer it. But you guys can use whatever. I'm just gonna use SliceX. So once you open it there, let me just pull out my SliceX. So your SliceX might look a bit different when you first open it with the sample. For example, the first thing you want to do is you right click this little cut icon, and I think it's gonna be by default medium auto slicing. So you don't want it to have it there. You want to pick medium grid slicing. Make sure it's on medium grid slicing because it'll slice it evenly into quarter beats. So that's really good. That's what we're looking for here. And the next important thing, if you don't do this, you're gonna hear cracks and popples, and it's just not gonna be good. So in between the notes, so your envelope is gonna be off by default. It's gonna be like this, something like this. You'd want to adjust it like this. It's gonna be like that. Make sure you do that. So you add a slight bit of attack to it. Now this isn't gonna work unless you actually turn on the envelope. I mean, I remember this happened to me and I just couldn't understand why it was clicking. But this is all you need here. You can mess around. You can obviously reverse some of these. You can all do it from here. That's why I'm saying like SliceX is goated. It's really good. Anyways, once you have that done, I'd say this, all you need here is just creativity at this point. So you have all your sliced up kind of sections of the sample, and you can play around with them, play around with like the placements of them, whatever sounds good to you. So this is the pattern I came up with. Oh shit, I have that shit playing in the back. Sorry guys. Fuck. Anyways, you got the point. And since this kind of sounds repetitive, at the last 8th bar, I tend to switch it up a bit. So it just adds that bit of variation, because nobody likes dead repetitive beats. So the next step is to actually round out your MIDI. So you're going to have this MIDI pattern here. So you want to select it, make sure it's highlighted. You go over to the mixer, you go to your master, and you make sure that the ARM disc recording here, this little disc, is clicked. That's going to turn red. And the shortcut is Alt and R. And then you want to click start. That will render it out into a wave pattern. So it's going to be into this. You're just going to be able to manipulate a lot easier, add effects to it, chop it up if you want even more. But right. So basically, this is, I could stop here. I could say this is finished, you know. But I want some sort of counter melody, um, because if you play this throughout the beat, it's gonna be like, it's gonna sound stale, you know. You want something your listener could be just, man, in general it's gonna sound boring. So what I done here, yeah, is, oh, and sometimes, yeah, these can sound, sometimes they don't sound full enough. Now if they don't sound full, what you could do is you could make this as unique here and shift this down a whole octave and turn the volume down. That's gonna make it sound full. Some people do that. But in this case, I've done the opposite. I pitched it up an octave and I decreased the volume. And here what I did was, this is actually reversed. So I didn't reverse it by doing this. What I did was I went to the MIDI here. I done Control A, Alt Y, make sure you flip it horizontally, and then I rendered this out. Once I rendered that out, it sounded like this. So then what I did was I reversed it. So that's why it sounded like that. It just, this adds variation to it. I'm just gonna undo all of that because I don't want it. There we go. So now make sure that the start and ends here start here, so it sounds kind of together with the main melody. And what I did here was, this is gonna be the hook. This is what I envisioned to be the hook, this part. And when the hook's over with, this is the verse. So it adds variation. I'm gonna show you how to mix this actually. This is what it sounds like. So first thing I done was I automated the panning of it. So this is it here. I EQ'd it, just the lows a bit, panned it a bit, and I added gross beat actually to this. So not gross beat, but I added this Nick Romero Kickstarter. Basically, you can do the same with gross beat, just sidechain it. It sounds pretty good. And then what I did is I made it stereo a bit more. And once I was happy with the effects, with the whole sample, what I did was I just rendered it out into this. I just consolidated it into this, and this is a high quality sample, like. You know, and I just tagged like the BPM and everything. But yeah, that was it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you learned something. Until next time.